to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, concealed carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the War Room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Echols.
Saturday evening once again, and it finds us tucked away in the war room with company. Mark is joining us. We're tucked away in the war room in the high desert, the west end of the Magic Valley, in, I don't know, somewhere in southern Idaho.
South of the Snake River.
The Mason, never mind, that's not the Mason.
The what? The what?
You weren't going to say the Mason-Dixon line.
I was
right?
going to
What?
say the Mason-Dixon line.
That's
Idaho
a little
didn't
further
even exist
south.
back then.
Probably shouldn't go there. Mark's like, okay, I need to leave now.
You guys are too racist.
It's a little
We're done.
too south.
This is getting a little weird. So we missed a week.
Yeah.
What
It
happened,
was,
Dean?
I honestly can't remember.
I
think it
blame
had
you.
to do with blame. I think if I say too much, I'll incriminate myself and maybe get served up papers again.
we don't want that to happen.
Right.
So-
No. Last weekend I had a performance. I was at the
That's right. Okay.
An Easter cantata I played in. So
An
that
Easter
was,
cantata. You missed the Patriot Defense cantata.
Yeah. What was? Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually woke up Sunday morning. I wasn't going to do one because I don't want to just feel like I'm talking to myself again. But I came out here early and thought I'd touch on a few things.
Uh-huh.
And got it recorded into this little box, this little fancy box over here that cost me a lot of money. I don't know how to use it, obviously. And which I'm kind of glad I decided to do it. Took the memory card out of it, shoved it in my freaking computer, and guess what? I waited for 3 hours waiting for that stupid computer to load up.
So it was the card from this that did it.
I don't think this caused the computer not to load up, but the computer is dead. I lost my PowerPoint. I lost all my information, any flyers I've made, any gift certificates I've typed up. You name it, it is gone.
Like everything from your classes and
Yes, gone.
even your...
My 70-slide
Holy
PowerPoint
crap.
is gone.
That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
All that disco music you had loaded on there?
Yeah, my disco. Yeah, that's right. My BGs. Too much BGs, man.
What kind of computer was that, Todd?
It was a laptop computer.
Well, who made it?
It was made by one of the big computer manufacturers.
I thought that manufacturer didn't break down.
It doesn't get viruses. It was my MacBook, okay?
Yeah.
And I would have been set had I backed up everything.
Uh-huh.
But let's go into this for just, and this is not gun related, but we're gonna go into this. So my buddies of mine, I'm gonna go out on a rabbit trail here. My buddies asked me. They said, and it's okay because I could talk about this because my wife doesn't ever listen to this freaking podcast. In fact, no one in my family does but me, and I listen to it 5 times a week. So here's what happened. People say, why didn't you back up your computer? You need an external hard drive. I have an external hard drive. I didn't use it. Why didn't I use it? Because for the last couple years, I have not had a nice war room. I have not had a desk. When Todd wants to use the computer, he has to get it out. He has to set it on the freaking kitchen table. Okay? He has to do what he needs to on there. He's not going to go dig the hard drive out of a box somewhere. Because as soon as I set it up and want to leave it there, this is what I get. Why are you putting all your crap on the table? Get that stuff off the table. Get it off my freaking piano.
Man, that
Why don't you
sounds
do
really
it somewhere
familiar.
else? I have no spot for this stuff. I have no desk. I have no hard drive set up. This is a sensitive topic with me.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, now I have a desk. I get the hard drive out, and then my freaking computer crashes. I literally got the hard drive out that morning because I was going to do the show and transfer some stuff to the hard drive. Yeah, not gonna work. It's
Wow.
done. It's over. It's dead. You know how many guns I could have bought? Because I bought another MacBook. Do you know how many freaking guns I could have bought with that? So anyhow, that's my rant of the day. But
But you got a new computer. Now you're up and running.
this is a fresh start.
Oh, good.
It's like turning over a new leaf. That computer lasted me like 4 or 5 years. That's about 3 years longer than any other freaking desktop.
From that
HP.
manufacturer?
Yes. That's a good manufacturer.
Is there any chance that computer can become the phoenix and rise from the ashes?
I'm hoping. I'm looking
right?
into it this week. We might try to rescue the stuff on it. If I can get it working again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one computer just for the podcast and one computer just for the class stuff.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
We shall see. I don't know.
what
The
a pain.
kids
You
are
have to-
eyeing it. Kids are eyeing it, going, if you fix that, Dad, no,
Yeah.
get your
Oh, yeah.
freaking paws
Exactly.
off that.
Dibs.
Dibs, that's right. So that's not going to happen. But anyhow, we're going to start fresh. We're going to use it to improve the podcast eventually, hopefully.
Right.
So anyhow,
Hey, why don't you introduce our guest, Todd?
yeah. So I'll get it. Yeah, Mark. This is Mark Benedict. He's joining us today. He helped me out in the class today. He was my other set of my range guy. He dealt with half the class. I dealt with the other half on the range. It was a good time. Say hi, Mark.
Hello.
Hello. Mark's been on a podcast with me before. But I have since erased all those episodes. And no offense, Mark. It wasn't.
No, that's fine.
They're gone because we're doing bigger and better things. We've improved, and so now we're starting fresh. But how was the class today, Mark? How did you think it went?
I went a lot quicker than the class that I took from
Well,
you.
there was a lot more people, right?
Oh, yeah. There was way more people in the class that I was in.
Now, did we set it up and do the shooting portion the same way, or was it different this
It's
time?
the same way. We just had way more people. So
How many people do we have in your class? I don't even remember.
I want to say it was close to 40. And
Today?
I mean, no, this was.
we had
yeah,
23 today.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of people, and so much so that we had to kind of break up. You know, you do the groups 1, 2, and 3. We actually had to break it up. You know,
Like
into 2
4
segments of 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. I think you took it back when I was like super busy, right?
It was 2016, so yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be about right. That was that around when when San Bernardino happened.
I think it may have just.
It was close.
Yeah, it was close. It
was
had to have been
close.
really close.
So what did you? I was asking you some questions when we got done with the class because you've never helped me before. I don't think, have you?
No.
So it's a little different when you're on the other end. I know Dean's helped me with some classes before, and I'm sure Dean can jump in and verify this. So how did you feel afterwards? Were you?
It's a little exhausting. I mean, it
is.
You kind
Weighed
of
you out, yeah.
you try not to get tunnel vision because you're paying attention to one person, and then you realize, oh no, I got to pay attention to a bunch of other people right now. You
So
know?
mentally, it's actually mentally taxing. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Physically, not so much.
No,
Mentally,
yeah.
it's just drains you. You've probably experienced the same thing, right, Dean?
Were you at the indoor range or the? or
Is
here?
it the indoor range?
yeah.
Oh gosh! So you came out of there feeling like you had COPD?
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's that. But no, I mean, the biggest thing was, I'm working at a gun counter personally. I deal with it every day, but those are not loaded guns usually. I mean, I always treat them as if they are, but this is a totally different, scenario where the guns are loaded. So it's much,
And I do try to do it very controlled. I mean, did you notice that?
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I think I do it about as controlled as I can get it.
Yeah.
Do you think I succeeded at that?
yeah. I mean, there's the occasional person that
Doesn't listen.
doesn't listen, but for the most part, even with that, it's still more controlled than, just giving everybody
Yeah.
a gun and say, okay, go for it.
So I want to point out that during this class, and I'm not picking on and I know these people probably aren't listening, and I'm not going to pick on name. I don't remember their names, to be honest with you. But so, and I encourage people in class to voice their concerns. So we have people that have shot for a while, some that shot a little bit, some that haven't shot at all, some that have shot but they're just nervous. And it is what it is. These people have gone out and spent their time shooting in the gravel pits or whatever, so they're not used to really regimented type shooting with a lot of people. Now, this one guy came up. We hadn't even started shooting yet. We were just loading firearms, that kind of thing. We're standing at the table, and he pulled me aside and goes, hey, I don't want to make a big deal about it, but there's this lady next to me, and she's not pointing her gun where she should, and she's making me a little nervous. I appreciate stuff like that. I need to know about stuff like that. So I talked to Mark, and we set it up to where, you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
We set it up to where, until we could get her kind of on the right path, everyone would shoot, and she would everyone would shoot, then we'd hold her back, and then she'd shoot. I think it made her feel a little bit better, too.
She felt more comfortable?
Yeah, and I didn't see her doing anything horrible by any means. I mean, everyone does something wrong, but it wasn't as bad as maybe he saw something I didn't. I don't know. But I thought it was funny because about 20 minutes into the class, I'm standing there. I'm keeping an eye on this, I'm standing there. That guy's fingers all over the trigger. He's pointing it at the freaking ceiling with his finger on the trigger. He's
Is this the guy that complained?
He's dropping the slide with
Yeah.
his finger on the trigger, and it's just funny. It's just, make sure you don't got anything in your closets before you start
Right.
calling
Right.
out someone else. And he wasn't rude about it. It was a safety thing, but it was just funny how that worked. I know you saw it too.
Yeah.
I think he went to do something, and he had his finger on the trigger, and in his group there was 3 people shooting, and I was standing kind of by one of the ladies, the other lady on his left-hand side, and I saw him do something, and I was like, "Good Lord!" And she stopped shooting blood. I mean, no, not you. Let me go talk to him.
Yeah, yeah.
So I looked up, and he had his finger on the trigger, and he's like, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Like pointing at the ceiling?
Yeah.
So anyhow, it is what it is. I mean,
Interesting.
Everyone does something wrong, but it's funny
Yeah.
when you think you're good and you call out someone next to you, and then I look at you and you're actually worse
Right.
than they are.
Yeah.
So it was a good class overall.
Yeah.
People enjoyed it.
I
We
think
had
so.
they were good shooters.
Yeah, there was a couple of them that were, the one guy that really surprised me had probably the oldest gun there.
Yeah.
That
Mauser.
Mauser, yeah, 32.
He said it was like he said he looked up the serial. I didn't mean to interrupt. He said
No,
he looked
yeah.
up the serial number and it was like from 1930s or something.
Oh, wow.
It was
Yeah.
cool.
That's great.
It is cool, and man, that guy could shoot.
He he didn't win the bullseye contest because that never goes for the person you think's going to win it. But I think out of everyone, he probably had the best group in the class for that entire almost
for the entire
98
thing.
rounds.
Wow.
He was very impressive.
I
with that
I
event.
opened my mouth and said my money was on him to win the bullseye thing, which I got proven wrong. But
And yeah, he did. Some guy with a G19 won it. I think he had a G19.
Yeah, it was a Glock,
G19. Yeah, a G19. If he's listening, which he's going to start listening to the podcast, the Glock fanboy won it. So we'll take that. So there was another good, pretty cool new firearm. It's a new, and I was really excited to see it. Is that Smith & Wesson 380 EZ, and since he sells guns, I'll let Mark. Well, yeah, Mark sells guns, so I'll let Mark tell us about it.
So basically, it's from Smith & Wesson. It's in their M&P Shield division. They've filled a niche, is what Todd's been saying, and it is true. It's a niche that they're going after people that basically have a hand strength issue or have a problem with the slide, not being able to pull back the spring and all that. And sometimes they are very difficult. But I think Smith & Wesson recognized that. I've seen reviews on YouTube and whatnot that, people are just bashing it. But what they don't understand is that pistol was not made for them. It was made for people with hand strength issues. And I really think it's going to fill a good niche in that firearm industry of people who are not so proficient with semi-autos because of the slides and stuff.
Or it's made for people who are just freaking lazy like me. Because that thing was cool.
Yeah,
I mean, you can literally grab it with your thumb and your pointer finger, and you can rack that slide.
And
It is
the
so
letters,
awesome.
the letters are just easy, but it really is easiest. It's probably one of the easiest guns I've ever.
And it can come with a manual safety, and it's got a grip safety on it, which is new to Smith and Wesson. And the grip safety, people are like, well, that's just an extra safety. Well, it is an extra safety, but you know what it causes the new shooter to do?
Have a good hand grip.
Have a good grip.
Have a good grip, yeah.
And it's not. It's comfortable. It doesn't feel like there's a grip safety there. It's super comfy. It's a nice gun. In fact, I'll probably end up with one just because I think it'll be a hit. And if I would have had stock in Smith & Wesson, if I had my FFL and actually sold guns, we probably could have sold 4 or 5 of them at the class. During the breaks, people were coming up and looking at it. I mean, it's fantastic firearm.
How big is it? Does it fit your
It's
hand?
the
I
size
know
of a shield. Yeah, it fits my hand.
It's maybe a little, like just barely smaller than a 9, like a Shield 9, but not by much. I mean,
And
Gotcha.
I think I think they went. People go, well, I want a 9, not a 380. I really think they went after the 380 because we all know, being gun guys, we all know that 380 is just a smidge smaller than a 9, not by much. I think they went with the 380 because they're cashing in on the keyword and the old mantra of when women buy or when people not with no hand strength buy or whatever buy a 380. You're a woman, you're a female, you need a 380. So I think they jumped on that. And I don't know that Smith & Wesson will ever do this, but I should write it in because it's going to be the $1 million idea. I really think that if they would bring that out in different frame colors, No, I'm serious. I mean, it's not a must, but if they brought that out, it's already going to compete with them, but it's going to draw attention to it, and it's going to sell them like crazy.
The more I think about it, at the class today, the gal that was shooting a purple shield,
9mm shield.
So I guess
it was purple.
Yeah. So they already do. I guess I wasn't even thinking about it. But they
would
already do.
sell the crap. Can you imagine how hard those would compete, and how much better if you have a Sky pistol or an SCCY?
Yeah.
They're not horrible. They aren't great. They do the job. But can you imagine if they had colored, different colors in this 380 Easy, they would sell the crap out of them against that Sky. And it's like $399.
Really affordable.
Yeah.
It's
affordable.
affordable.
And it's pretty controllable too. It's a comfortable design.
Yeah. It's the whole design really is. I actually like it.
It feels comfy. I didn't shoot it, but I held it.
Another thing I like is the magazine. It's got where you can push the follower down and then you can load the mag really easy.
Like on the 22s.
Yeah. So I mean, they've really taken the 22 world and put it into the 380 pistol. I mean,
I think they have filled a niche that no one has filled yet, and I think it's going to be a quality firearm. I don't think she didn't have any. The only time she had a problem with it was when she was shooting one-handed, and that's just because she didn't have the hand strength. She got two hands on that and shot it with the two-handed grip. That thing ran all day, no issues whatsoever. Fantastic firearm.
That's great.
Yeah, it is cool. I'm excited for you to see him. So.
Right. I'll have to stop by and visit you, Mark. And
yeah, if when we got them in, we sold out of them that first weekend, and we're just waiting to get more now.
A buddy of mine bought his wife one last Saturday, and I think he bought your last one, and he said they went all over town, and that was the only one they could find in town.
Wow.
So
that's really impressive.
You need to find a video and watch it. In fact, I was at D&B and I about grabbed a brochure for you to take a look at. They are cool, man.
That is cool.
They'd be great for kids to shoot.
So when they're coming out with a 45?
I don't know. Damn 45. Dean like things that are supposedly crafted by the hand of God.
That's right.
And it ain't no 380 according to him.
Forged by Adam himself.
There you go. From the rib. Never mind. Right. So I talked about this, and I mentioned it to some people in class a little bit, and it's there's no prizes or anything involved, but it's a new thing I started talking about last week. I want to encourage everyone. I want to challenge everybody to get out and shoot 1,000 rounds over the summer or before the end of the year. But you need to not shoot it with a rifle. You need to shoot it with your concealed carry handgun. You need to become proficient with it. Everyone will go out and shoot 22s at pop cans. Do that, but use your concealed carry handgun. And just go out and shoot as many rounds as you can. Become proficient with it. There's so many people that leave my class, and I know that they don't pick up their firearm that they carry with them every day, that they count on to defend themselves. They don't pick it up. They don't shoot it again, sometimes for a year, sometimes for 2 years. I mean, it is what it is. People just don't shoot enough. And I think that's one of the biggest problems. You need to remain proficient with it. Just because you've shot once in March doesn't
100
mean...
rounds in your initial class.
Doesn't mean that in November you're still going to have those same skills. They are degradable. They degrade over time.
Right. You need to keep that muscle memory in your finger.
Oh, yeah.
And and so what I told everyone is go out and shoot. Take pictures. Do it safely, obviously. Go out, take pictures of your target. Take pictures of your handgun. If you're out with your family and your kids, take pictures of that. Send it to me. Tell me the drills that you've run. Tell me the drills that you've done. I am going to start, and I meant to do it over last weekend, but it was just crap weather, and my computer crashed and everything else. I want to get out and do some drills, some basic drills, show some basic drills, record them, video them, whatever. I don't know, put them out on our Facebook page so people can have maybe somewhere to start.
Just some ideas.
Yeah. Just some ideas.
Every time I come over and shoot, Todd, and we run drills, it's so much fun.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Just different little things, little tweaks you do.
Those targets that...
There's a reactive.
The reactive, the RE factors, yeah. No, that's great, though, because it gets... people see that, and they are out there for available. I mean, you can get them.
Who makes those?
It's RE Factor, and they're you can get them on Amazon if you want. I just go straight to the RE Factor's website and get them off of there. But
they're like games you can play.
Yeah, they're games, and it really tests your skills. Shoot the colors, shoot the letters or the numbers or whatever. But it trains you. It helps transition targets. It's You focus on that one target and you can move around a lot.
It's like, isn't that one game where you like to like flip over a card?
Yeah.
And it tells you shoot once in the red,
right,
and 2 times in the blue.
There's actually a deck
one.
of cards that come, or they don't come with the targets, but you can get them. It's called the Dead Man's Deck, and I don't know why they called it that, but they give you different drills. Different drills you can do.
And
That's great because that makes you think while you're shooting too.
Oh yeah, and you have to do reloading and mix that in, which sometimes that's for more advanced shooters and stuff to get a lot of that stuff in. But
so when you do this, give me pictures, post them on my Facebook page, and I haven't figured out this. I think I have technology figured out. Just about the time I think I got it figured out,
then it crashes on you.
So yeah. So you can post them on my Patriot Defense Facebook page. You send them to me in a message, whatever. I will grab them because even if you post them on my page, I'm not sure that everyone can see. I think that just might be a me thing. And I'll take them and I'll repost them. And it's not, I don't want to be critical of anyone because you know what? You can't sit back and be critical of someone who's actually going out and shooting. Because hopefully from doing this, you're just going to get better. You can get to know your firearm. You're going to work on skills. So a buddy of mine, and I'm going to name drop because I know he listens to the podcast. His name is Paul Carr. He told me he wanted me to do some videos and give him some ideas. So I gave an idea. I didn't do a video, but I gave an idea of a different a drill to do. It's I can't remember the dot torture drill, and it's a little target you can print off. Have you seen the dot torture?
Maybe
it's on my Facebook page. You print off this little deal, and it's got these different dots, and each dot you have to do something else. Like you have to draw and fire twice, draw and fire 3 times, draw and fire once. It's kind of like your target in there you're talking about. And he said he was going to go do that this weekend. Well, he sent me some pictures, and he goes, I was going to go do that, and I didn't do that because he said he's got to get. She's right-handed. He has to go get a surgery on his shoulder, on his right shoulder. He's like, so you know what? I got to thinking about this. And this is what this is meant to do, is make you think. He goes, I'm not going to be able to shoot with my right hand for a while.
Right.
I'm going to try shooting with my left hand. So I don't know how many rounds he shot. And he didn't do the drill with his left hand, but he didn't do too bad. He shot with his left hand, and he figured out what he needed to do and how he was shooting with his left hand. So once you realize how you're actually going to shoot with your weak hand, it won't be maybe as good as your strong hand, but you know what you need to do to fix it. So here's this guy. I don't know how long when he's going to go to surgery in a couple weeks. I don't know how long he's going to be down, but he likes to shoot. He needs to be able to defend his family because he does carry a gun. So guess what? His world has just been rocked, and he's going to have to teach himself how to do this left-handed. So if you're in a self-defense scenario situation and you get shot in the right arm, the right hand, because that does happen quite a bit, because in your hand is the firearm. That is, to the bad guy, that is the threat. That probably where you're going to get shot at. You're going to have to know how to do everything left-handed.
Or one-handed for that matter.
Or one-handed for
even reloading. Yeah. There's drills to do to practice reloading one-handed.
And I'm trying to get ahead of that by getting this damn PD-10. If they'd ever bring the freaking PD-10 out and it's freaking clot, never mind. We don't go down that road. I actually have that on when I don't. I thought I put that on the list to talk about. I guess you guys lucked out. But anyhow, it's fantastic that he went out and did that. This made him think. Okay, just make sure when you send me the pictures, you say, hey, I shot 100 rounds. I shot 50 rounds. Just keep track so I can post up how many rounds you shot. If you go out and shoot 10 rounds, that's what I want. But I want it done with your concealed carry handgun. Now, there's no prizes or anything. Let's just hold each other accountable and go out and sling some lead, do some shooting, become proficient, and have a good, enjoyable time.
That's easy for me. I've got a couple concealed carry handguns, so I can alternate through them.
There you go. So I'm gonna post me a video. I'm a dual wield.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Just pull them both.
Do you remember back when I first started shooting with you, Todd? We went out to the gravel pit. And we decided we were going to have a little race, and we put up some balloons.
Oh, that was fun.
It's like, who can shoot 3 balloons?
I think you smoked me on that, I think.
Well, the first time we did it, we both just pulled out and just were like, bang, 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 bang. And neither of us hit a single thing. We didn't hit a blasted thing. We were so worried about being faster and winning.
And it's all about learning the technique. And I don't know the saying. I always butcher the saying, but, smooth, was it slow is smooth and smooth is fast? Or,
yeah.
Is that the saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's fun. Have you ever gone out and done crazy drills like that?
We do some drills, me and my friends, where we'll set up the guns somewhere at a range, obviously.
Right.
And one guy will mess with the gun, malfunction it, or do something, make it to where we'll have to run down the range with no guns in our hands, obviously.
Right.
We're not running with guns, but we run down to our gun, and then we have to figure out what the problem with the gun is, clear it or do whatever, and then do the balloon thing where we have pink balloons or white balloons or whatever color. Each person has a different color, and first person to pop all the balloons, wins. So.
I like it.
Right.
But
that's
you
really
get
cool.
by running, you get your
Heart
blood
rate.
pressure up, your heart rate up. It kind of trains you into a stress environment where,
Yeah.
your heart rate is up, so you have to control your shots more.
I threatened today in class. I threaten all the time, and one of these days I'm going to actually do it. About having a class where you got to do like burpees or like jumping jacks before you shoot. Leave everything on the table. And you got to run
that's a
over
good
there,
training,
and
actually.
you got to run over and pick up your gun on fire. Maybe you got to run over and actually load your firearm with the magazine, insert the magazine, chamber around, and then shoot.
Yeah.
You can do that before your heart rate gets up. Then you can come back and get your heart rate pumping, and then jump up there and grab it and shoot and look at the two different targets and go, holy crap.
Right.
Without putting yourself in that situation of a active shooter or having to defend yourself in some case. You're preparing yourself for it by getting your heart rate up.
And it's all about preparation. I mean, you don't ever want to have to experience anything like that, but it's all about preparation.
Yeah.
True.
So, well, I also, real quick, I'm looking at a little machine over here and taught you to change out the freaking batteries, but whatever. If this gets cut off, I'm just gonna upload what we got.
Would now be a good time to go to the...
we're gonna send it.
Homer Simpson moment. No.
Would now be a good time to go to our call-in?
Yeah, we did. We had a pull it up so we can see what his name is. You don't have to play it; just pull it up.
Oh, pulling.
I'll play it on the deal. So we did. We had.
Pulling.
Are you? What do you know? Internet?
Pulling.
Or are you an Android user over there?
Pulling.
So
Oh, it doesn't even say.
We got. It's time to celebrate. We had our first voicemail submission. So we're gonna. We had our first voicemail submission. We had a nice question, and Dean, you not find it yet.
I found it, but there's no name.
Oh,
It's just a Google link.
Gotcha. I'm gonna pull it up.
Right,
then.
and I'm gonna open it up, and then it's just gonna start playing it. Which,
Hey.
Is that an iPhone there?
Sorry,
Oh, hey,
Burke Anderson.
hey, it's Burke Anderson. But hang on, as I'm finding this is kind of turning into a real shit show. But as I'm finding this, look what I got. Look what shipped.
Oh, you got to notice your ammo shit.
Oh, my holster.
Holster.
Oh, your holster.
So I ordered a new holster. We'll touch on that in a minute.
Holster with-
Fantastic. Burke Anderson, he called in and sorry, Burke, we butchered this. He called in and he had a question. So I think, can you play that on your phone?
You want
Hold
me
it
to
up to the microphone. Let's
Okay.
see what happens. And if
And,
I need to plug it in better, I can plug it in better later. We're going to give this a whirl here.
Okay,
Okay, here's the question. This is
here's-
Burke.
loading.
Good grief.
Hey, this is Burke Anderson calling, and I got a question for you guys, for Todd and for Dean there. So my wife is going to be headed to Oregon here in the next couple of weeks to go up there and spend some time with her sister and kind of do a little craft fair event with her. And she's pretty nervous about not being able to concealed carry while she's there and not be able to have that defense with her. What are some options that she could do that you guys know of, or some things that she could think about and do and have with her that would help her to feel a little bit more comfortable and safe in where she's going to be at. So anyways, you guys' podcast is fun. I love listening to it. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, so that was Burke, right?
Burke, yeah.
Burke, okay. Burke had a great question. I will preface this by saying I don't know Idaho law, or excuse me, I know Idaho law. I don't know Oregon law inside and out. It's hard enough for me to keep up with Idaho law. So I do know that I don't think Burke said where he called from. So I don't know if he's local. I don't know if he's from the Magic Valley area or where. But I do know that Oregon is really hard, obviously, to recognize anyone else's concealed carry permit. So there's a few different options. I don't know when this date of this show that his wife is going to go to is. But if she has an Idaho enhanced concealed carry permit, there could possibly be an option to go down, and you have to see, Idaho is what we call a shell issue state. So if you pass the background, you pass the fingerprints, all that, you take the class, they shall issue you the permit. Oregon is what they call a may issue state. So you can go down there, you can pass the background, get your fingerprints, and they may issue it to you. It's totally up to the sheriff in that county that you apply for.
Serious.
That's the way it works in Oregon. So
Communists.
Yeah, communists, that's for sure. So what you can do is there are some Second Amendment friendly sheriffs down there, and usually those are the counties that are bordering Idaho. You need to do your research, because I believe that if you have the Idaho Enhanced Concealed Carry Permit, last I was told anyway, you could go and talk to that sheriff down there who's friendly to this and apply for your Oregon non-resident concealed carry permit. And they would use the class that you've taken for the enhanced concealed carry permit, and that would be enough of a requirement to qualify you for that Oregon non-resident permit. Have you heard the same thing?
Yeah, there's actually several times where I've had some truck drivers especially come into the gun counter, and they have multiple different concealed permits from all the states that they go through. So
right, yeah. So that's an option. I just don't know. I don't know when exactly she's going down there for the craft show. Maybe it might be time sensitive. I understand that. So obviously, if you can't get that, do not carry your firearm into Oregon. Now, Oregon does allow open carry in some areas. Know that. Do some research on that. I can't give you the ins and outs. I do know that Oregon is a big municipality type state. So municipalities, you have your state law, and it says you can do this, and you get into some municipalities, and they'll say, no, you can't, not within the city limits. You got to know the ins and outs of that as well.
I'm sure Portland area is, you're no way. And
so that leads us to talking about different forms of items she can, less lethal forms of protection, which would be, again, I don't know the laws on, there's knives. There's things such as pepper spray, right? You do need to check with the Oregon Attorney General's office and make sure there's only so much pepper spray that you can carry, that kind of thing. You guys got any suggestions for anything she can carry before I monopolize this whole conversation?
And with the pepper spray thing, you're gonna want to check into that, see if that's okay. I'm assuming it is based on what's going on in Portland all the time, but
Antifa.
Yeah. But I'm actually facing the same problem myself, because this summer I'm going to be going to Oregon on vacation, and I need to figure out really soon, what to do.
I've got the answer for you.
Don't go.
Don't go. Yeah.
Blow darts.
Well, there you go. Yeah, maybe some spit wads. I'm not sure.
So what about you, Dean? You got any ideas?
When my wife and I first got married, we lived in Arizona. And
that's not Oregon, Dean.
I know, but here, we're getting to it. So living down there, she wasn't a big, she grew up shooting rifles, but never really shot pistols and wasn't really familiar with it. So I wanted to get her something she could protect herself with. So I went down to the gun shop, and the place where I bought my Glock Model 30, which is a 45 Death Ray.
Damn Glock fanboy.
Anyway, they're at the counter as I'm fiddling around looking at guns. They had this little thing that looked like a pen. And you flip the stopper off the thing, and then you kind of push the end. And, of course, I was staring right at the business end of the thing when I pushed the button and sprayed myself right in the face.
Oh, no. That is not pleasant.
Right?
But in the store?
Yes, in the store. But it was a dummy. So it just sprayed you with, like, mist.
Did you think you were going to die at first?
Serious. It hit me. I'm like, oh, no.
Did they laugh at you?
It's the end. And they were laughing like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. All the ladies do it. I'm like, oh, gosh.
Oh, my God.
That makes you feel even better.
Right?
So maybe you could look into something like that.
Right. It's very small. It's very discreet. It's about the size of a large ballpoint pen.
Right.
She still, last time I looked in her purse looking for money, there was
looking for money.
What?
What the crap?
Last time I talked with her, she did still have it in there, but kind of scary though, because it just bumbles around in the bottom of her purse, and if that little safety kind of flips off, and then she, bumps her purse wrong, it's gonna go off, and then her.
He was in there looking for money, but he had to move the jar that she uses. Never mind.
We sell something. It's called a pepper blaster. It's made by Kimber. And it is, I mean, I've never had it sprayed at me, obviously, because I'm not attacking anybody, but It's some pretty serious, potent stuff, and I sure wouldn't want to be on the business end of it. That's for sure.
So
I've heard that thing gives you multiple sprays too.
It'll
right?
give you, I think, two. But
Two. Yeah.
So is it
Yeah.
a gel or is it actual like a fog? Like a spray?
from what I remember from the class I took on it, which was a long time ago, it's kind of a mixture between the two. It's kind of a gel, but it's more like a mist and gel combo.
So what you have to
So it
understand.
sticks to you.
Yeah,
Yes.
kind of. But it's more potent than.
And that's good. So it's heavy. Maybe there won't be a lot of drift. Because some of these things, you got to understand that even on a spray, when you go to spray them and you're outside, if there is a wind, that stuff's going to drift, and it may get you as well, or it may just get you, period. So you got to understand that. But other than that, I don't know what kind of options. I mean, what other options you may have down there. I do know that wherever you go, you need to, use common sense, practice situational awareness, pay attention to what's going on around you. If it's late at night, you're cleaning up from the craft show or whatever you're going to. Try to stick with a group. Maybe don't run stuff out to your vehicle by yourself at night. Try to stick with a group, someone else. That kind of thing. Have your phone with you.
Lighted areas.
Lighted areas.
That.
Flashlight might not be a bad idea. And just know that if someone approaches you, you can be vocal about it. You can say, hey, stay away. I don't, what do you need? I don't have anything you need. I can call someone you need, and just be loud, be vocal, draw attention to it, that kind of thing.
Even a flashlight with a strobe feature, really bright, can disorientate them enough to where you might be able to get away. I mean, there's
and some of those flashlights have those beveled edges that are
man,
those look nasty.
You don't want to get hit by those.
Yeah, they have those flashlights that they can be striking instruments as well. So that might be something to look. Get a really nice flashlight. It's handy at all times in the dark. Plus, if you're holding it in your hand and some of it has a strap you can put around your wrist, you can use it for striking too. And just know that if you get into a confrontation and you have to get physically fight and get in a physical altercation with somebody and you don't have a firearm, that fight dirty and fight for all you're worth. I mean, we're talking poke eyes, claw eyes, kick to the groin, you name it. Hit all the soft spots that are going to hurt. Don't
be afraid to fight dirty.
Don't be afraid to fight dirty.
Don't be guilty. Yeah.
Exactly. So other than that, I wish I had a better answer, but you're kind of going into uncharted bad territory down there.
Communist.
And I used to live in Oregon, so I that was back before all this, but just be careful.
Well, she's going to a craft show, so it'd probably be justified carrying some kind of edged weapon in there. Even if it's just not an X-Acto knife, a craft knife that you can flip out real sharp.
Sharpen a knitting needle. Ooh. It is a craft show.
Yeah.
There
you could nail them right in the liver, and they never know it.
There you go. Anyhow.
You need some farva beans.
So anyhow, thanks for calling in. We appreciate it. I'm pretty sure we probably butchered our answer to you. That's about all I got, though. If you can't take a firearm, just look at whatever options you have. Look and see what you can fight with. I mean, even a ballpoint pen can be used as a weapon if you absolutely had to. You hold it in your hand. You got a pointy end on it. You do what you got to do with it, but just be aware of your surroundings, and I'm pretty sure everything's probably going to be okay.
Definitely get a hold of Oregon's Attorney General's office, and
yes.
They'll give you more information for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. So we actually, I'm going to pull this up and see if we can make a mess of this again. Look at that. I still got my UPS orders on here. I'm so excited. So I actually ordered this holster. I talked about this holster, like 4 or 5 episodes ago?
Yeah, it was a while ago.
By Keeper's Concealment, and we're not getting any money back. If anything, they're taking all my money. But we don't get any money mentioning anything, okay? Dean, when's the last time you received a paycheck for this podcast?
Well, your wife actually is late on her payment this month for
she's
being your friend.
she's late on her payment to me as well.
I'm kidding.
So anyhow, I'm just going to mention I ordered this holster, this appendix holster from Keeper's Concealment, and it's supposed to be, it's ugly.
What's so special about this thing?
It's supposed to be really comfortable. As far as there's actually, it sounds simple, and it's probably not worth the money.
With memory foam and gel. And
exactly.
Massaging gel insert.
Built-in Wi-Fi.
Right. Yeah.
Built-in Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Does it have Bluetooth? Is your new holster have Bluetooth?
I don't see you guys trying to appendix carry. You don't understand.
I can't. It hurts too much.
Right. Serious.
It does hurt. This actually has different inserts on the bottom. It's like a foam wedge, and what it will do is it actually holds the barrel of the gun out away from you a little bit and forces it back into your belly. So when you sit down, it's not jabbing and poking and giving you all kinds of problems. Dean, quit it.
What? I didn't say anything.
It's supposed to be more comfortable. It's supposed to carry really nicely.
I've got a stack of holsters on top of my gun safe that, I thought were supposed to do the same thing, but.
Well, you know what? I spent $200 on it, so we're going to find out if it's going to work.
Yeah, but yours didn't come with the cup holder and the Wi-Fi
they didn't have a
and
cup
the
holder.
Sirius XM
Mine's got a plate.
radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow, you guys will see when it comes in and I'm that much quicker drawing and firing.
Does that thing hold a 44-ounce big gulp?
Maybe.
Guess we're gonna have to be super jealous then.
You have to be super jealous of my $200.
I'm just more jealous that you can appendix carry.
Right.
Hey, we could start the Patriot Defense Boot Camp.
Oh, jeez.
Starting now. Let's go.
I ain't running.
Okay. So, anyhow, I was trying to waste time while I looked this up.
Hernia.
You got a hernia.
Oh, right.
We got a comment on our podcast.
We did?
We got another.
Wait. Do we have stars? Did someone give us stars?
I don't see stars.
He
left a comment on.
That means North Korea is going to keep their nukes.
Episode. This is okay. I know this guy's. This guy's name is James Bullish, and his dad and his mom and I think his sister. I don't know. They all took a class from me a couple weeks ago, and his mom actually came to the teacher's class I did. But anyhow, this is what he said, and he says, "A great podcast, lots of truth in every episode. My dad, Robert Bullish, sent me the link, and I'm glad that he did. I am in the military stationed at Fort Drum and listen to as many episodes as I can. Thanks for creating this podcast." Well, thanks for listening.
Thanks a lot. We appreciate that.
Share it with all your
that's
buddies.
awesome.
Now,
Where's Fort Drum at?
I think Fort Drum's in New York. Look it up.
Google.
We're going to bust out the Google foo.
Searching.
While Dean's looking at this, we're going to talk about something else here.
Searching.
Now that there's no threat of a freaking battery failure, we've got that figured out. So,
Sorry.
Whoa, here we go again.
Whoa, Burke. Pause.
okay.
Okay, Burke is paused. Fort Drum.
Okay, anyhow.
He was bashing Apple earlier, and I see he's got an iPhone over there.
Got the iPhone.
So, anyhow, I'm thinking about putting together some new classes. In fact, I'm in the middle of them. My computer crashed, and I got to start over. But I'm thinking of actually having a series of classes for ladies only, for women only. I want to do a set of 3 classes over the summer, one each month. I don't know exactly what I'm going to charge for this class yet, but I want to start off with like a beginners type class where we learn the basics of shooting and sight acquisition and stuff like that, the basic fundamentals. We talk about we'll talk about that as well. And then the next month I'll have like an intermediate style class with the same ladies. We'll do a little more and we'll talk about situational awareness, defensive mindset, and maybe we'll learn how to draw and shoot from a purse or however they carry. We'll teach them how to draw and shoot. And then we'll have a more advanced class for the third class. We'll do those one a month. And what I would do is I'd have everyone kind of prepay for them ahead of time. And they would just show up on certain dates that I'd allocate all at one time so they could kind of get them scheduled in. But I announced that in class today, and I think people were genuinely interested in it.
I think if you had more, we didn't have a whole lot of women, ladies in the class today, but from the ones that were there, you got a lot of interest in it. So
I'm doing a political fundraiser type class. Actually, this coming
It'll be
Saturday.
next week, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to have good weather for it. It's for Glenita Zeiderveld. Is that right?
It sounds right.
Okay.
I've seen a couple signs for her around Twin here.
Yeah.
She's
I've
listening
seen it,
again. She got busy and she didn't listen, but she's listening again.
Oh, welcome back, Glenita.
Yeah, welcome back, Glenita. And we're going to do that. It's at 10 o'clock. It's donation only. Glenita's running for state representative, and she believes in the Second Amendment. In fact, I saw her truck when I was headed out to the range today, and she was at the Buell Gun Show.
Oh, there was a gun show
yeah,
today?
there was a gun
little
show?
gun show. Yeah.
Oh boy.
There's one on the 7th, too.
Well, is
in
it like
Filer.
the two guys in town show up and put a couple rifles on a table at the gas station?
Maybe. I don't know. I've never gone to it.
Interesting.
But she was there, and anyhow, she's going to come, and I'm going to talk a little bit on the Second Amendment. I'm going to talk about gun safety and how to shoot. She's going to bring lunch in. I don't think it's just soup and sandwiches, nothing super fancy. And then I'm going to take out 2 people. Me and another guy are going to take out 2 people at a time, do a really controlled shoot. You can bring your firearm, or I have firearms and I have ammo, and you're going to shoot 10, 20, 30 rounds, whatever. and whatever we have time for, and 2 at a time. You'll come back in and listen to Glenita talk about Second Amendment, where she thinks it's going. I don't know. Ask her what the name of her dog is. I don't know what she's going to talk
Just
about.
meet and greet. Get to know
just kind of
Glenita.
a meet and greet and have
Yeah.
lunch and kind of filter in and out. And it doesn't cost anything. It's by donation only.
And I'm sure she'll be more than open to talking about her platform and what she stands for, what she believes in, and why she's running.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why we're doing it. So
awesome.
So come down and meet her. It's like I said, it's for women only, guys. So stay home.
Drop off your lady and
drop off the lady. Send her. Watch the kids. Whatever.
Drop them off at the end of the lane.
Yeah, at the end of the
Make 'em
half
walk
mile
the
drive.
half mile through the dirt and mud.
Shooting. I don't get to go. Anyhow, I think we're going to start at 10 o'clock. If you're interested, go ahead and find me on Facebook under Patriot Defense. Message me, and I will send you the Facebook link to her page or her little event page, and she keeps that all updated. And then you let her know you're interested in going, and then she'll send you the address and directions to my house. I'm not just gonna hand those out over the radio necessarily. It's been a rough year for the Todd and Patriot Defense, and irritating people and having people say stuff to me and about me. So
Right.
I'm kind of holding that address and those directions to my house kind of close. And you need to message me so we know who you are, and then I'll get you that information. That makes sense, right?
Right.
No, it makes total sense because what that phone call I got at the gun counter.
Oh, yeah. Explain the phone call.
So this is because of all the uproar about the so-called assault rifles, which is bogus, but whatever. I got a phone call, and the lady asked if I sold ARs at our gun store, and I said yes, and she immediately jumped down my throat and said, well, those kill people and all this stuff. And I said, well, ma'am, you have your opinion, but these guns just sat here all night long and didn't jump off the shelf and kill anybody.
What'd you say to that?
She didn't like that too much. She hung up. A little bit later, I got told not to say anything on the phone and to refer everybody up to our corporate office. So, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. I just, I don't know. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but a gun is an inanimate object. It just sits there unless you get the wrong person behind the trigger to go and.
Yeah, guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Yeah, people kill people. And
Yeah.
that's it. Doesn't matter what
More
means.
people die every year in automobile accidents.
Yeah,
More people
it's
die
just a
from
means is all
blunt
it is.
objects than
Yeah.
they do from rifles.
So, people die every day. Somebody drowns in the water. Are you going to ban water? That's really.
Well,
as
that's
far
a
as
big
it
thing.
goes.
The dihydrogen oxide is huge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dihydrogen oxide killing lots of people now.
Yep. But that's what I kind of
Ban it.
chalk it up to.
That's right.
Mountain Dew.
Ban it.
Ban everything, man.
Right.
If anything that kills somebody, ban it.
Yeah, we need to ban hammers, fists. We need to ban cars.
Yeah,
'cause
but
those drunk
blame.
drivers-
Don't blame the person. Blame whatever it is. The
blame the
car.
object.
Blame
Exactly.
Blame the object. Yeah.
Yeah, except when we had the Austin bomber, we didn't blame the bomb.
Yeah. That's a double standard.
Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting how that works. So, Dean,
Sir.
you're our Mr. Political.
Oh goodness.
I'm going to put Dean on the spot, see if he's done his homework.
Oh.
SB 1313.
Right.
What is that?
So it's a consolidation of existing Idaho law, kind of codifying it, clarifying a little bit, expanding slightly, and making it a little easier to follow.
Is this? That's a good explanation, actually. Is that the NRA backed one or the Idaho second? That's a lot of fluff. Is what that
That
freaking
was a lot of fluff.
Or was that the,
Do you feel that sunshine blowing up your skirt?
yeah. So was that the NRA backed one or was that the ISA?
That was the NRA backed one.
Okay.
And reading, I never was able to read the ISA one because I could never find it posted anywhere. But the I know I roll. But this one you did send me a link to it, and I kind of perused it. And honestly, reading legislation it's painful.
Why that's your
It's
job on the
painful.
podcast.
It is dry.
I think they
It's
started
painful.
out writing it on a napkin. I think that's where it begins.
Right, a cocktail napkin.
Yeah.
There's mustard on it. There's crumbs.
Yeah.
Right.
That actually went across Governor Otter's desk.
Yeah.
And he didn't sign it, so he didn't say that he agreed with it, but he allowed it.
It's passed.
It's passed.
Yeah.
And it'll go into effect July 1st. And I tell you what, Dean, this is your job.
Okay.
I'll send you the links. If you get a chance, you don't even have to find I'll kind of find out what's in that bill, and we'll kind of go over it maybe next podcast.
Right. Well, I remember I did go over it a month ago when you sent me a link, and looking at the thing, it explained a little bit better some things that were a little ambiguous, and it didn't seem overly cumbersome as far as like some of the other legislation that we've gone over before. So it was a little easier to understand from existing law. It kind of crossed some things out, put in some extra wording in some other places, and made it so it's I think it's pretty good, honestly.
I still don't like it.
I don't know. I'll have to go in and look at it in deeper, but my overall feeling is it's pretty good. I don't think it's something that's an unnecessary law, like something that another piece of legislation that was pushed by another group that shall remain unnamed.
Was that the one where they tried to ruin my life?
Yeah, actually it was. Yeah,
it was
the
one that tried to ruin my life.
Yeah, lied about your character and.
Did they threaten your life at all?
No,
not that we have discussed.
Because of the rant from this place.
Right,
yeah, he did
right.
receive.
Yeah, I received some fantastic stuff.
Right.
But anyhow, we shall move on.
True.
So we'll discuss that later in another podcast, that SB 1313 and how it passed and all that good stuff. Have you heard anything on my my PD10? I'm looking for updates. You sell guns. Have you heard anything on the PD10?
Well, we're not going to be carrying the.
Yeah, you're probably going to get to the SHOT
You're
Show.
not even going to carry it?
Not that particular brand, no.
Why not?
Todd, you're going to get to the SHOT Show before that thing comes into
Yeah.
production.
Well, I'm going to be like all bald and my kids all be graduating.
Right.
The Taurus Spectrum is a little 380, and it debuted at SHOT Show last year, and we just barely got them. And I mean,
Is that the one that all comes in like different colors?
yeah, and they kind of round off all the edges and whatnot. But it's, it took a long time to get it, and I look at it now, anticipating it, and then I look at it now, and I was like, really?
That's it?
That's it?
My PD10 is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I would love to see. I've seen pictures of them.
You will. One of these days, you two are going to come by for the podcast, and it's going to be sitting right there.
Right.
It's going to be freaking awesome.
In all its glory. They'll be angels singing.
When I reach to
There'll be
touch it, you're gonna slap my hand away,
Right, there'll
right?
be cherubims fly over it.
I'm going to hold it over here like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they had that on
Like
the Ark
Precious.
of God, wasn't
Like,
it?
yeah.
It was on
Precious.
that was on the mercy seat of the Ark of God when Israel marched around with that thing. It was the PD-10 that actually was that destroyed.
You hold it like a cat, you're gonna call it Mr. Bigglesworth.
Mr. Bigglesworth. Okay. I'm sorry. This is just a real shit show today. It really is. Anyhow, so we need more people. Look, we appreciate the comments. We appreciate.
Thanks, Burke, for calling in. That was awesome.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
It's a good question too.
It was a
really
good
good
question. And everyone look at Burke's example. He's an upstanding citizen, and he listens to and called the Patriot Defense Podcast.
Responded to the clarion call for
That's right.
for
The people
response.
who we called out by name last episode.
Right.
They didn't even call. And there was like a half. You missed that.
Right.
You need to catch up.
Okay, I do need to catch up.
Hey, Mark, call our hotline and ask us a question.
And the hotline number is 1-208-696-4397.
All right, I got that written down. So,
And who else? Who else needs to call?
So listen, I got a buddy I go to church with. His name is Jared Meyer.
And you know what?
He took your class.
And he needs to call in.
He really needs to call in.
1-208-696-4397.
And he needs to grow his beard back.
I don't care.
He seriously needs his beard back.
I don't give a damn about his beard.
Jared's beard is awesome.
He needs to call. What, is this the Beard and Gun podcast now?
and the double bass show and the motorcycle show and the politics show. And
Anyhow, call us and leave a message. Leave a nice question like Burke did. Be like Burke. Okay.
Everyone would be like Burke.
you should make a T-shirt that says "Be like Burke."
Be like Burke. But I should. So we need to call in, leave a nice question, be like Burke. Or call in with a self-defense story. We like those too. Mm-hmm. Call in and say, "This is Adam. I'm calling from Nevada."
Right.
And actually, you know what, Adam, if you were listening, this is my buddy Adam in Nevada.
Yeah.
If that's you, you need to call in and say, "This is Adam from Nevada." That's all we need to
That'd be
hear.
great.
I'll freaking play that.
Right.
I'll play it. We need this.
Any kind of constructive criticism too.
Construct or unconstructive.
And even if it's unconstructive, then we'll just tear you down.
We don't care. We don't know you. This is why we do the podcast. We don't know who you are. Frankly, we don't care. We'll just talk about you.
So I'm gonna call him, and I'm gonna disguise my voice and my name and everything, so you don't know who I am.
This is Mark.
Yeah.
So anyhow, you want to call in? You sure can. If you want to email us, you can find us at patriotdefense13@yahoo.com. That's patriotdefense13@yahoo.com. Next week, hopefully, if Dean can come out and play. If not, we've got another podcaster over here.
I'm out of town next week. I'm sorry, Todd.
What the hell? Are you really out of town?
Serious? Yeah, going to Utah. I got to help a brother-in-law move. Yeah.
Is that the brother-in-law?
No, the other one.
Okay.
They're both really good guys. They're both good guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting Dean in trouble here. Good save. So anyhow, Dean will be gone. So maybe I'll have Mark back.
Maybe I'll have to look at my work schedule. So.
Well, what time does the store close on Saturdays?
8.
Oh hell, I'm in bed by then.
Yeah.
So Mark might be here, or someone else might be here. Maybe I'll let my 4-year-old sit in.
That'd be great.
Oh, that would be entertaining.
He might do a better show than all of us.
Yeah, you never know.
That'd be awesome.
So anyhow, we'll get another show out. Share this with your friends. Find us on Facebook under Patriot Defense. Subscribe to the podcast. We're on. Where would we go on? We're on iTunes and Spotify. Right? Do you listen to the show?
Yeah,
Dean?
I do. On iTunes. I do.
Do you now?
On Sunday mornings when I'm getting ready for church, I'll fire it up.
Are you sure?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, this one, since I got to do some creative editing, it may not be out until tomorrow morning. So we'll see what happens. Do we have anything else we need to add?
I don't know. It was a good show. Thanks for coming, Mark. It was awesome.
It was
it's nice to meet you and everything.
Right.
It was lots of fun. So one of these days, I'm not going to have a class, and we're going to all get together and shoot first.
Yeah.
And I know someone else who wants to be on the podcast too, and I might need another microphone.
4 mics?
Dude, that'd be nuts.
It's never been done before.
Oh my gosh.
Not in the Patriot Defense War Room, it hasn't. In fact, we should probably end it soon because my wife is sending me a text. Are you still doing that podcast? Well, hell yes, I'm doing that podcast. It's Saturday night. Where else am I going to be?
Yeah, that's what you say out here as soon as you get inside. It's like, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I mean, that's how I am. That's how I am.
There was once a time that I knew I had somewhere to be on a Saturday night, but not anymore. So.
So, anyhow, thanks for joining. I think we will call it quits for the night. Until then, go out, shoot your 1,000 rounds, or work on shooting 1,000 rounds. Send me some pictures. Hopefully, I'll have lots of stories to tell on the class, a new holster. It'll be fun.
And how that cup holder works on that holster.
And that cup holster, my freaking 44-ounce Slurpee on there.
Yeah.
Anyhow, talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
What's that thing about the arsonist again?
He had oddly shaped feet.
That son of a